It's very rare to hear dumber things from an NBA player that supposedly should be this all-knowing NBA player, a 4-time champion. He should have some basketball knowledge, this dude. But it seems like he has none. Like, seriously, Draymond Green made some comments that I have to address here, unscripted on anything. It's just coming off the top of my head. Draymond Green made some comments that have been that are the seriously some of the dumbest comments that I've ever heard from a basketball player in the NBA, especially a champion. I'm gonna let you listen to those comments, and then you're gonna want to stay to hear me respond to those comments, because they're ludicrous. They're ludicrous, dumb, and just don't make any sense at all. None. Zero. Draymond Green has zero basketball knowledge, zero NBA history knowledge. Like, there's nothing there. Listen to his comments, and I'll be right back.
One thing I want to share with Kenyon Martin and Rashad McCants, a couple guys who tries to attack Nick Young about his NBA championship, is this. I know you guys don't understand what it means to win an NBA championship. So in an NBA championship, you have your guys who has to deliver. Me, Steph, and Clay, we had to deliver.
This dude actually put his name in the same conversation as Steph and Clay. And he said, Steph, Clay, and I had to deliver. What the hell did you deliver? 5 rebounds? 9 points? That's what you delivered? With everybody being drawn to Steph and Clay? And you had so much room to operate? 9 points? 5 rebounds? That's what you delivered? Keep listening.
And then you have all your guys who play a role. What I like to call them is swing players. As opposed to role players, I like to call them swing players. Your job is to swing one series. And so when you go look at our championship run that Nick Young was a part of, Nick Young was the swing player in the Houston series. Game 6 and 7, Nick Young was one of the primary defenders on James Harden. Nick Young hit big threes. He swung the series for us. Guess what? Job done. When you talk about winning a championship, he swung the series. What the New Jersey Nets needed Kenyon Martin to do. They needed you to swing the series, but you couldn't swing the series, so y'all lost. Y'all got smacked.
Then he says the rest of the players are not role players, but swing players that could swing a series for a team. And then he says that his team, the Nets, Kenyon Martin's team at the time, they needed him to swing the series when he was playing for the Nets, meaning in those finals, probably against the Lakers or the San Antonio Spurs or whatever he might be talking about. Dude, Kenyon Martin was one of the major reasons they made the playoffs and made the finals. There's no question about that. The dude was, when they made those 2 finals, the dude was in his 2nd and 3rd NBA season. The first time they went and played the Lakers, he was averaging 18.9 points per game in the playoffs. And when they played the Lakers, he averaged 22 points a game. He was the top scorer in that NBA Finals for the Nets. Top scorer. He was also averaging about 10 rebounds a game and over a block against the Shaq and Kobe-led Lakers. That's who you're talking about? That's a swing player? He didn't have the opportunity to play with Clay and Steph and for Kerr and with the whole lineup that y'all had? And KD? He didn't have the opportunity to play with those guys. But now let's keep talking. In the second NBA Finals, if he's talking about that, Kenyon Martin averaged 19 points a game, again, in the playoffs. And when he went to the finals to play against the San Antonio Spurs, do you know who he faced in his position? A prime Tim freaking Duncan. A lot of people consider that dude the best power forward ever in the NBA. And you know what his statistics were against Tim Duncan? 15 points a game and 10 boards and over a block. That's what he did against Tim Duncan, and his team actually won 2 games and lost 4-2 in that series. They got swept with the Lakers. If you put Draymond Green on that Nets team, both of those seasons, those Nets teams most likely don't even make the playoffs. Talk about the finals. They most likely don't even make the NBA playoffs with Draymond Green on that squad. I mean, Draymond Green would be an unknown on that squad. An unknown player. Most likely a bench warmer. Maybe getting in for 10, 15 minutes to get some rebounds and hustle. That's what Draymond Green would be on those 2002 and 2003 Nets teams that Kenyon Martin pretty much led to the NBA Finals as the main scoring option. The only reason this dude can brag about winning 4 championships and the other players not knowing what it is to win a title is because the situation he was in. He was a damn role player, a replaceable role player. You think if you put Kenyon Martin on those Warriors teams instead of Draymond Green, those Warriors teams actually turn better. They get better. They get better offensively. They get better defensively. And they get tougher. They get another prominent scoring option on their squad, not an offensive liability. The only way you're a DPOY is because the whole defensive scheme of the game today and the power forwards are different. Most power forwards today play on the perimeter. They don't back you down. They don't have a post game most of the time. And if he actually faces a guy that has some post game like Jokic, even Draymond Green after the game playing with Jokic, he says, I can't do anything to stop him. That's what Kenyon Martin faced on a night-to-night basis in the NBA when he played. I have to state this. Kenyon Martin is, not Kenyon Martin, Draymond Green is a fool. He is a fool. And you can say whatever you want, but this guy has no clue what the hell he's talking about. Zero. Kenyon Martin is on another level compared to Draymond Green. There's not even a comparison. If you watch them both and you see what Kenyon Martin did with his teams and how he led them to the finals, even though they did not win a title, you know what I'm talking about. Kenyon Martin is way above Draymond Green as a player. Not even a discussion. So Draymond Green better end this, and that big mouth better close, because he's looking dumber and dumber with every comment he makes. I hope you guys like this video. There's another one coming on this subject, a little bit more context and all, but you're going to enjoy that one too. So make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.